Hello again. This is my second video going through some pretty old software by a German company called d-lusion Interactive Media. Um, the second one is about some software called Rubberduck, which you might have heard of. It was probably a little bit more popular than DrumStation, just because it's more of a niche instrument. It emulates, well, it's primarily an emulation of the Roland TB303, and it was one of the first. I think this is before Propellerhead's rebirth. I think it was one of the first emulations of a TB303. So, for that reason, um, it became quite popular as it was only a piece of shareware. It cost 30 quid or something. As I said in my previous video about DrumStation, I talked about the dates when it came out. We're talking like 1999, and then re-released around about 2004. Now, if you've seen a previous video, you know how much I like DrumStation. I think I like Rubberduck even more. It can't sound bad, and it's inspiring. Um, it's just great. It's just great fun to use. Let me try and give you an example. Acid for the masses. Here we go. Let's have a look at the little about screen. Ooh, painful beep. Version 2.12, August the 28th, 2005. Yep. Again, completely free now. You get it from d-lusion.com. Rubberduck. With this bass synthesizer released for Windows 95 in 1996, way before Propellerhead's rebirth was available, d-lusion pioneered the market of real-time software synthesis. I mean, you'd think reading that, it's talking about Windows 95 and 1996, excuse me, that it would sound rubbish, but I think it sounds amazing. Okay, so you've got 16 steps. You've got a top row of switchable accent. You've got a bottom row of switchable slide. I mean, I'm not going to talk too closely about the original TB303, but yeah, where you programmed an accent on a step, it would increase the resonance and shorten the envelope and just make it sound a bit different. And slide gives you a linear pitch movement over the course of supposed to be half a step. Sounds more like the full step on this Rubberduck. TB303s were a nightmare to program, but this isn't. You just use your cursors. Like if we want to do a octave bass line, you got two octaves of keys like on a tracker. Z is a C and Q is an octave above. So if we go Z, Q, Z, Q, Z, Q, Z, Q, play that. Now that's very fast. I like 120 for some reason. Electro. What are we hearing? We're hearing a shark fin oscillator with this turned on. It's there's a lot of experimenting to be done. I can't tell you exactly what every parameter does. That's a property of the filter, I think. Turn mod off. Mod might or might not be something to do with Devilfish, but it does give you extra controls for the filter. Or okay, so the simplest way to listen to this would be no filter modulation, no resonance. All we're hearing is this shark fin. Or is it a sawtooth? Well, that's a sawtooth. And what you can do is change the decay. Shortening the decay. Now if we take it that filter modulation's turned off, this must be doing the amplitude envelope. If I put the attack on, it's going to fade at the beginning of each hit. I'll give you a little bit of a rest from that repetitiveness. Now, in terms of what you can do with these 16 steps, you got your notes, up and down transpose, up and down. Spacebar takes a note out, so we've taken that out, and now we'll make it a D sharp. Enter is go. What you can do, there's one more thing which the TB303 didn't do, and it lets you put in like a note off. I think that's delete. Yeah, you get this line. Now that'll, a note always decays for as long as the decay's set, but if you put a note off, it will just mute that note. So you can get some more interesting and believe it or not, that becomes quite powerful. If we go for like a, just going to turn this down a little bit, if we go for a massive decay, start to introduce envelope modulation of the filter. Right, so what that's done, it's increased the effect of the filter envelope on this waveform. So the filter isn't closing with the decay of the envelope. The filter's half closing with the decay of the envelope. The filter's closing loads. And then if we bring in some resonance, no, this is just one oscillator. I feel like I'm shouting. We can variably mix between two different waveforms. So if we start to mix in a bit of oscillator 2, which because of this times 2 is an octave higher than oscillator 1, start getting some interesting stuff. The accents were quite interesting, so let's put one of every third. Can you hear the effect it's got on the filter? You can make that stronger. Or not at all. Put some slides in. So I mean, it's sounding different to a 303 already. I mean, for a filter from 1999, it's not bad, is it? We got delay due to time. I'll turn that off. I just want to show you the square wave because TV 303s are famous for square waves. If I just blank all that out. Brightening it up right now. I mean, I guess we can try this filter modification a little bit. Great fun, and it's got random, so apply chaos to just the notes, just the accents, just the slides, or the whole lot, so it can do us a complete random pattern. Sounds like a 303 to me. mean, that's pretty beefy. And what's that? A random pattern. So it can take you to places you didn't know you were going. Similarly to drum station, you've got 16 patterns. We could just drop in another one. Change them on the fly. It's got a song mode, which I believe is that one. Position 1. Play. Let me remember how this works now. It's been a while. So, position 1, play pattern 0. Position 2, play pattern 1. Position 3, play pattern 0. Position 4, play pattern 1. See what that sounds like. So I've not remembered how this works properly. I've got it. That's pick a pattern at random from the patterns that you have. So is that song mode? That must be song mode. I could have looked this up before I made the video, but features. Right, so in order they are single loop, global loop, shuffle loop. So we want it on global loop, position 1, pattern 0, position 2, pattern 1, position 3, pattern 0, position 4, pattern 1. Well, that didn't seem to work before. Let's try again. Yeah, and I guess while that's going on, you could get into background modulation off a bit. Quite like that. See what I mean about the range of scope to make nasty or smooth stuff. One last thing I'll show you before I go. You can use it as a little bit like a little bit I can't speak. You can use it a little bit like an analog drum machine. So let's just put some hits in. Sorry if that's hurt your ears. Turn that off because you've got noise. So now we're getting noise affected by a modulation envelope. And when you turn this filter modulation on, modified filter, you get even stranger noises. And filter mouth. I mean, that's pretty cool. It's got an audio recorder, so you can set the audio recorder going, do all your tweaks. The slide sounds lovely at low tempos. And if we come back to stuff in the sweet spot. You can completely control, well, you can control lots of the pots from MIDI controllers. You just choose a MIDI input. I've found out after you change your MIDI input, you've got to save and then restart. After you've changed your MIDI input, it won't take until you restart Rubberduck. So if you can't get it working, that's why. Interestingly, if I add a modulation wheel mapped to cutoff, well, it's mapped to modulation at the moment. I would, there you go, modulation wheel mapped to cutoff. If you press the modulate button, it's not an absolute control, so 0 on the mod wheel wouldn't be 0 on the 0 on the actual control. So what you're doing is you're moving it around the position it's on. So if you backed the mod wheel off, even if the cutoff was there, it just moved back by the amount that you've backed the mod wheel off. It's additive or subtractive, so it's not one-to-one mapping. That's quite cool. Yep, you can load a drum loop. You can load 2 drum loops up to play behind as you're messing about with this. It's great fun. You can. There's loads of demo patterns. Rubberduck content. Acid was my first love. So there we have it. A reintroduction to Rubberduck by d-lusion, and the next video shows how you can going to show how you can tie them together, propeller head rebirth-esque, so you can have 2 Rubberducks and 1 drum station, or 2 drum stations and 1 Rubberduck, and then you're really off into the stratosphere with it then, because it's like my 2 favourite applications, and you can have great fun with them. But Thanks for watching. I hope some of it's been useful, and I hope to see you next time. Cheers.